It was supposed to be another educational stream. A calm, quiet morning at Evergreen Wildlife Sanctuary. Zookeeper Maya Hill was doing what she always did, speaking softly to the animals, sharing their stories with the world. Her live streams had become a comfort to thousands. She wasn't just a zookeeper, she was a trusted face, a gentle presence in a wild world. But on one morning, everything changed. Viewers tuned in expecting a routine session, Maya and Shaka, the rare hybrid big cat she'd trained and trusted for years. Instead, they watched in horror as that trust shattered in seconds. The footage was raw, shaky, real. Maya's final moments, broadcast live to tens of thousands of people, ended in screams, thrashing, and blood on the floor of an enclosure that was supposed to be secure. The video was deleted, but not before it was saved. And what that footage revealed, when slowed down, analysed, studied, was something far more terrifying than a wild animal attack. This is the story of Maya Hill, of the predator she loved, and the system that set her up to die on camera. This is Eaten Alive on livestream, the final moments of zookeeper Maya Hill. Before she was a viral tragedy, Maya Hill was a rising voice in conservation. She wasn't famous for shock or stunts, she was known for kindness. A quiet, focused zookeeper with a gift for calming the wild. At Evergreen Wildlife Sanctuary, she'd worked her way up from volunteer to lead handler in under 4 years. Her bond with animals wasn't performative, it was real, viewers could feel it. And no bond was more powerful or more dangerous than the one she had with Shaka. Shaka wasn't a typical zoo cat. He was a rare hybrid, part jaguar, part lion, born through a failed breeding experiment and deemed unfit for the wild. Most zookeepers avoided him. He was too strong, too unpredictable, but not to Maya. She connected with him, calmed him, fed him by hand, groomed him, trained him to respond to her voice alone. So when ZooCam, a new streaming platform, offered a partnership with Evergreen Sanctuary, it was no surprise they chose Maya as the face of the stream. She was a natural. Her daily live streams, Morning with Maya, soon gained thousands of followers. Families watched, kids tuned in. Even celebrities reposted her gentle moments with Shaka. But as the numbers climbed, so did the pressure. Evergreen's new manager, Darren Wells, pushed for more drama, more action, closer shots, longer streams. He wanted viral clips, money, sponsors. Maya didn't like it. She expressed concern. Shaka had been more agitated lately, pacing at night, refusing food, reacting badly to bright lights. But the cameras kept rolling. Then came the big pitch, a full-access stream, one-on-one inside Shaka's enclosure. A bonding demonstration. No barrier, no cage bars, just Maya and Shaka. Maya hesitated. She had never done that live, but Wells promised safety, promised backup, promised a controlled setup. And after weeks of pressure, she agreed. Behind her calm smile on camera, something had shifted. She began leaving notes, quietly documenting Shaka's behavior, whispering into her phone during late feedings. And on the night before the stream, she wrote this in her journal. "Something isn't right. I think he's being drugged again. His eyes look wrong. If I back out now, they'll replace me. But I feel like I'm walking into something I can't walk out of." The morning of the event came, the live stream began, and the world watched Maya Hill walk into that cage for the last time. If this story shook you, hit that subscribe button to uncover more untold stories. The stream started like any other, a smooth transition. The ZooCam logo faded to a clear shot of the enclosure. Maya stood in front of the gate, smiling, calm, confident. The familiar voice that viewers had grown to trust greeted them. "Good morning, everyone. Today we're doing something special." She was inside Shaka's domain, alone, armed with only her voice, her years of trust, and a metal bucket of food. Chat exploded instantly. Hearts, emojis, super chats. Viewers flooded in, tens of thousands within the first 5 minutes. Shaka emerged slowly from the shadows, his massive form gliding across the floor. Maya knelt, spoke softly, called him beautiful boy, like she always did. But something was wrong. He didn't respond to her voice. His ears twitched, his eyes were unfocused. His tail, usually calm, was flicking erratically. And Maya noticed, you could see it. A slight shift in her smile, a flicker of tension in her jaw. "Easy, Shaka," she said, barely above a whisper. Then he lunged. There was no growl, no warning, just pure explosive violence. The camera shook violently as Maya was tackled, her body crashing to the floor. The metal bowl clanged against the wall. Screams, high-pitched, human, terrified, pierced through the audio. She struggled to crawl, but Shaka's jaws were locked around her leg. Blood smeared the concrete. Chat turned into chaos, messages pouring in, "Stop the stream! Oh my God! Call someone! Is this real?" The camera tumbled sideways. We saw nothing but blurred legs, streaks of red, the twitch of a tail, and a final cry that still echoes in the minds of those who heard it. And then, silence. The feed kept rolling. 17 minutes. 17 minutes before anyone from Evergreen shut it down. 17 minutes of horror, echoing through screens across the world. By the time staff arrived, it was too late. Maya Hill was dead, mauled, torn apart inside the enclosure of the animal she trusted the most. The zoo's response was immediate and cold. A press release, a memorial fund. A tragic accident, they called it. A moment of unpredictability. They blamed the animal. They mourned the trainer. They shut down ZooCam. But something didn't sit right. Viewers began dissecting the footage, frame by frame, and in the seconds before the attack, just before Shaka lunged, Maya looked directly into the camera and mouthed a single word. No. The footage was pulled, archived, supposedly deleted, but the internet never forgets. Clips surfaced, re-uploads, blurred frames and subtitles. YouTubers and Reddit threads began piecing it together. An online army of sleuths, survivors, and skeptics began unraveling the tragedy that Evergreen Wildlife Sanctuary wanted buried. And what they found was chilling. Shaka's behavior wasn't just unusual, it was chemically altered. One former vet technician anonymously posted, "Shaka had been given sedatives and mood stabilizers for months, off-label stuff, for camera compliance. When the doses changed, he would snap. Maya knew. She said something. That's why they pushed her into that stream." Meanwhile, local investigators found Maya's apartment cleared out, except for one flash drive taped under her desk. It contained video logs, quiet confessions recorded at night. In one, she stares into the lens, eyes tired, voice low. "They're messing with his meds. He's not well. I told them and they just said to smile and go live. If anything happens to me, please don't let them call it an accident." There were internal emails too, leaked by a whistleblower. Darren Wells had written to ZooCam sponsors, bragging about the upcoming live predator bonding stream being the most raw, real, and marketable content of the year. They didn't care if it was dangerous. They needed views. Maya was expendable. In another hidden file, a backup security clip, someone is seen unlocking Shaka's emergency gate moments before the stream began. Not Maya, not a handler, someone in a management vest. The zoo refused to comment. The man was never identified. A journalist tried to confront Darren Wells. He disappeared 2 weeks later. No charges were filed. Maya's death was ruled death by animal aggression. But the truth was clearer than ever. She didn't walk into danger blindly. She was pushed, pressured, exploited, set up to die on camera for the sake of digital engagement. The animal didn't fail her. The system did. The Evergreen Wildlife Sanctuary shut down a year later. Not because of government action, not because of criminal charges, but because people stopped looking away. Maya's final video logs were released publicly by her sister, who found the hidden backup. The footage went viral again, but this time it sparked something different. Outrage, regret, accountability. The sanctuary was exposed for illegal breeding, off-the-books drug protocols, and dozens of OSHA violations. Shaka was relocated to a wildlife reserve. There, away from cameras, he's reportedly calm again, peaceful, as if the rage was never his to begin with. Maya Hill became a symbol, not just of tragedy, but of truth. Her name now lives on in animal rights campaigns, legislation, and sanctuary reform bills. But on certain corners of the internet, the original stream still circulates. A haunting artifact, blurry, broken, real. And in the last clear frame before chaos, you can still see her face, tired, terrified, and finally aware that no one was coming to stop it.